one would appreciate with matters like these, where there are a number of statements, it would not be prudent to make an application for bail today without having access and making an assessment of the statements that the prosecution have. They have a duty to disclose, and when we get those statements, then we will be in a position to make an application for bail on behalf of Mr. Thompson. What we are appealing for is for the matter to be ventilated in court and not elsewhere. We don't want any prejudice to arise one way or another. So, against that background, of course, neither myself nor Ms. Campbell would be in a position to comment publicly in terms of the allegations and the particulars surrounding the reasons for the charge for Mr. Thompson.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. The video that you saw at the start of this, I played it for a reason. I played it or showed it because I want you to see the size of this man, the thickness of this man. Looks like a heavyweight fighter, heavyweight boxer, MMA. He is Patrick Thompson. Patrick Thompson is a suspect in the takeaway of 2 women and the injuring of 3 other persons in Nashville. Nashville is in Manchester. These persons were attending a candlelight vigil or 9-night for a family member that have lost their life or had lost his life. So you know, so the people them kind of stress out. So you know, so the people them did a drink. So you know, so the people them was in send-off celebratory mode for a family member. People nice, people under them alcohol, weed, stuff like that. Stressing, exciting times. Based on information, it is said that at about 12 midnight, one of the attendees of that event hit the car of Mr. Thompson. Mr. Thompson came out. There was a heated debate, heated clash, verbal clash, led to physical. Mr. Thompson went back inside, wheel and pop off him tool and blaze up at least 5 individuals. 2 of them lost their life pretty much on the spot. One of them was battling. I guess that person is okay right now. The 2 others were non-life-threatening injuries. That man then went to the police station, turning himself. They held on to his lighter fire piece. He is said to be a technician, telephone technician, engineer. Not too sure about the engineer part. So he hired the services of noted lawyer Peter Champagne, and they went to court. They did not get the statement from the prosecution, disclosure. So they did not apply for bail. I think they go back on the 19th of March, which is a couple of days from now, and then they will apply for bail. And I think the fact that the big lawyer, money lawyer, body club, more than likely he is going to get bail. And I am going to tell you the circumstances why he will get bail. Now, people, I am going to look at this from different angles. First thing first, whenever there's any sort of event in Jamaica, a whole bunch of persons gathered, more than likely, somebody is going to videotape once they see any sorts of excitement, incident. It is in the natural instincts of Jamaican to draw them camera phone, and start videotape incidents. However, we've not seen any video of the actual pie, of the actual discussion or debate or clash of tongues, verbal altercation, people call it. So we have to say to ourselves, what is the odds of that happening? Is it that it did not show because it showed the people that were the victim being the aggressor in the situation, and people, I was not there. I cannot say for sure that is what happened, but it might have, based on the law of probability and possibility, that we did not see any videos that might be showing the victims being the aggressor. And again, I am not saying that that is the case. Is there justification for this man, big thick strapped in man, like them call it, MMA looking, heavyweight fighter looking man, look like Brutus, blazing up 3 women or 2 women, taking them out and conning up 3 others, 5 persons totally. There's a thing that is called self-defense. In Florida, there's a thing that is called stand your ground. You do not have to be in a danger. If you feel like you're in danger and you take a defense, meaning that you're defending your life against possible harm, whether that person is bigger than you, whether that person is smaller than you, especially if it's a bunch of small people and you feel like you're being attacked by a gang, then you have the rights to defend yourself. Could that be a possible? Now here's the next thing. I always use a thing that is called a soft word, turn it away wrath, grievous word, stir up anger. What we find is that Jamaican people on a whole, and people, I am not saying that this is the circumstances as it pertains to this, because I never did it. But I just say it is possible. That this man, when he realized that this is the motive behind everything, he was in his house, maybe him hear the whole heap of noise and commotion, maybe he had to go to work, maybe him the kind of stress out, and him figure say the party done or the 9-night or candlelight vigil done now, and the people might go out them yard and him say, yes, wanna go on and make up peer night, because you know that whenever Jamaicans are gathered, them talk, them loud, them boisterous, they have zero respect for the neighbors, zero respect for anybody else that is in the vicinity that is not a part of their celebration or event. So we know how Jamaicans stay, we know so them loud and we know so them very disrespectful, have no regard for nobody else, generally speaking. So when they were leaving, them let the man vehicle him come out. I guess the person said that he was going to park down the road and come back and address the situation. If he did and he came back, obviously, things did not go according to the plan. So things kind of get out of hand, and we hear say 5 people get caught up, 2 of them end up losing their life. It's in the court documentation. So people, me just say, the fact that this man, big and thick, he could have defended himself. He did not need to use any tool. He did not need to resort to his tool, unless, of course, he felt as if his life was in danger. Unless he felt, of course, it is him against the world. So people, like me say, the fact that he hired the service of one of these top lawyers, I would not be surprised that he gets bail. I would not be surprised that he beats the case. I would not be surprised that the persons that are the victims are actually the aggressors in it. And if they attacked this man and he felt as if his life was in danger, and people, I am not saying that that is the case, then that man could probably beat that case, and those persons could have lost their life because of the fact that they were the aggressor. So people, you hear the lawyer saying, make the people in the court deal with it. Don't deal with it on social media. Don't make social media be the court of public opinion, decide the case. This case is to be decided in the court of law, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called only in Jamaica. Jamaicans really have an anger management mental institution problem. I am speaking about an incident that took place between 2 brothers. One's name is Duane Rose, 25-year-old. Next name not given. Based on information, it is said that there was an altercation between the 2 brothers, and the other brother, name not given, injured Duane Rose. They decided that they were going to go to court, St. Catherine Parish Court to be specific, in a Spanish Town, and they were going to settle it by mediation. They went to court a couple of days ago. They went in the mediation room. Then at about 12 something, I guess they got a break. It is said that the brother that was injured by the next brother decided that this mediation is not going according to how I had anticipated. He commenced to rush in his brother, pick up one buckle, broke it in half, Stab up the brother in him face. Police and everybody has scrambled. People are saying, hold on a minute, what's going on here? Police rush the one named Duane Rose, arrest him, took the next brother to the hospital for treatments. Now, people, when we think about the fact that as average, normal Jamaicans growing up, yeah, you and your brother might have a fight. Yeah, you and your brother might throw two fists. However, you are not going to injure your brother with no sorts of loss. You're not going to stab him up. You're not going to pipe him up. However, we see that in a Jamaica that is now become normal occurrence. Brother and sister are move like puss and dog. Brother and brother are move like puss and dog. Father and son are fight, vice versa. So we see, it seems as if blood is not thicker than water. It seems as if blood brothers are now drawing the blood of their blood brothers. And when we think about the fact that one incident took place, you would have thought that the brothers would have said to themselves, you know, so we are BLOOD, even if it's a half a brother. It don't make no sense. They decide that the best way forward is to go to court through mediation. And even when they are at the mediation, getting things mediated, one brother decides that things are not going according to plan. So people, it seems as if this youth was plotting and scheming the revenge of his brother for injuring him. Like them say, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. You do me bad, I do you worse. I guess that is the mentality, that is the mindset that Mr. Duane Rose had for his brother, and he actually executed it at the jail. People, sad state of affair in Jamaica, and this is yet an ex-perfect example, point blank and period.
Both men were picked up. We also seized a number of items which we believe will aid us in our investigation. The men are expected to be charged later today, possibly later this week. And the investigations will continue. As I said, this is something that has been going on for quite some time now, and we're determined to break the back of this particular cybercrime. We believe that the robberies took place over a period of time between April and June 2022. It's a lot of money that was being moved from the accounts of about 16 customers at NCB to numerous other bank accounts where the money was either withdrawn or transferred to other banks. What I can say, though, is that NCB has been very helpful. They've been instrumental in helping us to break the back of this particular crime, and we encourage other banks to be equally supportive and collaborative when these things happen. It's almost like a cat and mouse game where we are always one step behind these individuals. They're very crafty, they're very clever, and it is a challenge for us to keep up to date with the newest techniques that they're using. And that's why we encourage persons that when you see these things happen, don't keep it to yourself, report it to the banks and report it to us as well.
So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called, is honesty really the best policy? As a youth growing up in a Jamaica from a decent home, that is what you are taught. However, people, I don't know if in this generation, today's date, it actually applies appropriately. And I am going to explain why. So less than 24 hours ago, Mocha, they went to two premises, one in a Avondale and one in a Portmore, and they arrested two individuals that are part of a big scheme. It is called Phishing scam, in which they stole 47 million from 16 victims from the NCB, and then they transferred that money to other accounts that they set up, and then them withdraw the people them money. Based on the investigation from Mocha, it is said that this occurred between April and June of 2022. That is about 3 years, 2.5 years ago or so. So they do the paper trail and they found these other two individuals. And what they say, it is a very elaborate scheme, meaning people were bright. Some young youth that come from school know how to do computer hacking, know how to do decoding, know how to do just about anything technically, technology savvy. However, some of these youth them come out of school, go to GSC, the KSC, the top school, get all sorts of subject, go to university or West Indies. When them come out, is either them overqualified So them go in at some of these call center and them work and them get recruited by the scammer. However, they are the brains behind the work. So them I said to themselves, well, hold on a minute. If we are make other people rich, why not make ourselves rich? We have access to all this information through the call center. The call center is paying us mediocre pay. However, if we do things on the side, get this information, we already have the knowledge, have the technology, have the know-how. Why not just use this to our advantage? So them use it and them trap the people $47 million. A couple of them got arrested a couple of months ago and 2 others less than 24 hours ago. Now, people, when we think about this, honesty is the best policy. Does it really apply? Are these youth really praying that honesty is the best policy? Because if you're honest, if you work at a place right now and you do the right thing and you're not in a mix-up, you're not a part of the hustle, you probably even lose your job. You're not going to be in the in crowd because everybody else find a way for hustle a job, and the people that are not a part of it, them all get shelf, them not get no promotion, the boss a thief, the supervisor a thief, the manager a thief, and if you with your honest self, you are going to be left in the wayside. So when people pray and say, hold on a minute, if the government a thief, if the people that are the leaders of this country are thief, and them not seem to go to jail, why is it that we should feel as if we should do the right thing? Like them say, for who much is given, much is expected. So with the changes of morals and mindset, new generation, we should not be surprised what we see. Because when them preach and look at the cases that we see with all of these bank managers, choppers, SSL, we see that when these people go in, the crime or the punishment does not fit the crime. Pretty much them get a slap on the wrist. So when them do the risk analysis, they must say to themselves, then hold on a minute. Me can thief a couple of millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, or hundreds of millions of dollars. Get a big lawyer, give him a couple $1 million and get probation or get 2 years or so. The 1 year I'ma come out. And even if my lawyer really not the links of link, I can come out or don't even get any sorts of time depending upon the case. Them gonna say to themselves, well, it's worth it to thief. It's not worth it to suffer. It's not worth it to can't pay your bill after getting all this education, after having all these big dreams and having no opportunity. And people, this is my disclaimer. Not to say that it is justified. I am just telling you the real of what is going on in these streets. That is why we see people doing this stuff, because they realize when they assess the risk-reward, the reward is greater than any sorts of penalty that more than likely they will ever get, based on the recent trends that we see as it pertains to the justice system. Point blank and period.
One of the females has since been released without any criminal charges, as investigations have revealed that she was hired in the capacity of a receptionist and she was totally unaware of the services that are being offered at the premises. The owner, whilst she had a license, it expired in 2022, and the other females that were found at the premises, none of them are trained in offering massage services, and none of them has a license to operate as a beauty therapist. We are investigating the owner of the premises for the offense of living off the earnings of prostitution. However, the evidence that is required to manifest proof of that charge has not yet been unearthed. It is clear that a brothel is being operated at the location.
So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called, there's a thin line between a massage parlor and a back road haberdashery, meaning workshop, meaning prostitution ring is going on. I am speaking about an incident that took place in Kingston, St. Andrew, a day or so ago in which 6 individuals, women, were arrested for running what they deemed to be backroad haberdashery selling pumps establishments. It is said that 5 of those 6 women were charged. The next one was released on spot, freed right away. She had nothing to do with nothing. She was just the receptionist. Based on information, it is said that the owner of the establishment and 4 other persons were running what they call a brothel. I guess that is a hotel for bros that want to get their little teely satisfied, get some blow, and get some baccas. It is said that when they check the documentation of this establishment, the owner of said establishment, the license expired back in 2022. That would be 3 years ago. None of these persons were licensed to be massage therapists or beauty therapists. Nobody had any sorts of license. However, it seems as if they had the basic criteria, meaning the pumps and the mouths. Based on the documentation, it is said that when they searched the walls, they found a whole bunch of hidden used condoms. They found a whole bunch of wipes and a whole bunch of new condoms. Everybody was taken in because it breached the health order or breaches of the health protocol. Well, people, it would breach the health protocol, basically the fact that these people are probably blowing people, doing all manner of evil, spreading all sorts of STDs, being AIDS, rete, lele, blue, blah, bling. Unless, of course, they were conducting business in a secure, safe manner, which I doubt very, very much. Now, just in case you did not know, that profession, backroad haberdashery, is the oldest profession known to man. And if you would just check the ads, classified ads, you would notice that there's a whole bunch of business, maybe pages on top of pages, advertising massage parlor. These are not massage parlor. These are not athletes going to these places. These are horny men that have needs. Them need them Guguzela blown. They need to get some backers, like me say. So this is nothing new. This has been going on. As a matter of fact, maybe a couple of those police on that raid also attended some of these fine establishments. So I say this to say that it is obvious all over Jamaica in the wee hours of the night, especially back road, New Kingston. If you make a turn and just look, people are spread out on the sidewalk, legs open, showing all of their goodies. So you don't have to ask any sorts of question. Once the money is right, the pleasure is right. So Jamaica is contaminated, infested with all sorts of prostitutes. And if you think that that is bad and concerning, the ones that you're supposed to be concerned with are the persons that you see out there in your daily transit. The ones that look like decent, law-abiding, tax-paying women that are actually selling PUMS undercover in the closet. People, it is a very sad state of affairs, and this is yet an next perfect example. Jamaica really gone to the dogs, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.